sweet craving or need to pick me up, there's one place in particular that occupies my thoughts. They've got everything from nostalgic apple pie to mac and cheese pot pie to pie shakes. Yes, you can eat your pie and drink it too. This is the Pie Hall. Today, the happiest place on earth just got happier because it's Gay Day. We wear red today to celebrate the LGBTQ communities. This is actually the 18th annual Gay Day. So let's go check out the events and talk to some people who are participating. Have you been to either Mini Gay Day or the big Gay Days in October before?
All the above.
All the above, oh. Chapman University President Danielle Strupa announced that all students and staff must wear medical-grade face masks in order to access indoor facilities. That means Chapman cloth face masks are out and KN95 masks are in. The president also announced that all students and staff must get 2 negative COVID tests prior to returning to in-person instruction next week. Here at the on-campus clinic, we have students lining up to fill out forms and enter these doors to get a nasal swab. We begin today with an update on the tragedy that occurred at the Astroworld Music Festival in Texas. 9 people are dead after a massive crowd surge took place at rapper Travis Scott's music festival. However, as more details about what led up to the tragedy come out, the picture becomes sadder and sadder. We begin today's show with breaking news in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Gracie Shafkid is here to tell us more about the verdict. Well, I know I'm looking forward to seeing the Grammys, but I will not be seeing my favorite tennis star in the Australian Open. Tennis star Novak Djokovic will not be playing in the Australian Open this year. It's been an ongoing battle. Australia requires all international arrivals to be vaccinated unless they have a medical exemption. That is, if parents actually listen to the experts. However, before we tackle that can of worms, we need to approve the vaccines first. Pfizer vaccines for children ages 5 to 11 may be available as early as next week. Here to answer some questions about boosters is infectious disease expert Jerica Lamb. Thank you for joining us. The FDA is allowing mix and match boosters. Why does this work? Now, I'm sure you felt the colder weather, and there is concern that colder weather will keep people indoors and there could be a spike in COVID cases. How can we decrease the chance that there will be a spike? And speaking of rapid tests, the Biden administration announced Americans can be reimbursed for 8 at-home coronavirus tests per person per month. USC is one of several college campuses receiving bomb threats this week. Several USC buildings had to be evacuated. No bombs were found, and the buildings were reopened within a few hours. COVID vaccines for kids are just around the corner, but there are still some hurdles to follow. I'll tell you all about them after the break. Despite all this talk of boosters, health experts continue to stress the most important thing is getting first doses to those unvaccinated.
It's crazy how much we still don't know.
Yeah, tell that to my professor when I didn't know the answer to yesterday's test. Well, that's it for us this week.
I'm so excited to spend New Year's Eve with friends and family this year.
Me too. You'll find me popping champagne when the ball drops. That's it for this week. Don't miss an episode of Chapman News at www.chapmannews.tv and follow us on social media at Chapman News. I'm Adrienne Mitchell. But once the rules are enforced, businesses could be fined anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 if non-compliant. And speaking of non-compliance, some Los Angeles city workers are not happy about complying with another vaccination mandate. Thousands gathered outside LA City Hall earlier this week. They were protesting the Los Angeles employee vaccination mandate, which states employees have until December 18th to get vaccinated or prepare to lose their jobs.
We shouldn't be told that we're going to lose our jobs, that we're going to lose our freedoms, that our children aren't going to be able to go to school.
And the unrest isn't only in Los Angeles. In Orange, protesters filled the streets in the downtown area, holding signs opposing vaccine mandates. One Orange County resident said he opposed the vaccine because he thought it was government overreach.
There's going to come a point where many people are going to say, I don't want my 8th, 10th booster. Because when we give up our freedoms, we give up everything. We subject ourselves to government tyranny.
General vaccine hesitancy may be contributing to LA's low demand for booster shots. As of late October, only 27% of fully immunized seniors in LA County have received their booster shot. And only 9% of LA County nursing homes have completed booster vaccine clinics for their residents. Scientists say that immunity offered by vaccines can lessen 6 months after the final dose of the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine and 2 months after Johnson & Johnson. Front lawns across America are transforming into graveyards, and candy is flying off the shelves in preparation for Halloween. Last year, the CDC advised children to stay at home for the holiday, but this year, the CDC has given the green light for children to resume trick-or-treating. Last fall, mother of two Sonia Quick held a small backyard Halloween party. She says her children are excited to finally be able to trick-or-treat again.
Being able to do something again, where it's not just us at home, will be really fun for them. A little bit of normalcy after a very weird year.
However, there are some concerns about the tradition, as children under 12 years old are still not eligible for the COVID vaccine. Infectious disease expert Jarek Lamb recommends children trick-or-treat in small groups to minimize exposure. She also recommends wearing face masks and trying to find ways to creatively incorporate them into Halloween costumes.
We can get creative with the costumes for these children with face masks, and then they're protected because we know that the vaccines would not be approved for them until later on this month.
According to the National Retail Federation's annual survey, consumer spending on Halloween-related items is expected to reach an all-time high of over $10 billion, up from over $8 billion in 2020. The group reports 65% of Americans plan to celebrate Halloween this year, in comparison to 58% of Americans who participated last year. Local costume shop Gasoline Alley saw a significant decrease in sales last year. Owner Donna Saucedo says sales are starting out slow this year, but that may be because it's so early in the month.
Halloween is our biggest month of the year, so we really put a lot into it, and we're hoping it's a good one this year. But it means a lot to keep us going through the rest of the year.
Whether you stay in or go out for Halloween this year, make sure you do so safely to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This is Adrienne Mitchell reporting for Chapman News. The Home Depot parking lot in Cypress is much more than a place to park your car Tuesday nights. People mingle, dance, and enjoy a variety of foods. And it's all because of a couple of food trucks.
They have windows where you can see them making it, so it's like you know where your food is coming from, and you know like they're taking their time and it's genuine.
It's just a nice experience. You get fresh air, live music, and portable food.
Not only are food trucks more informal than a restaurant, some view it as more COVID safe, as customers order and eat outside. Food trucks became an alternative to indoor dining during the pandemic. There are over 24,000 food trucks in the U.S. today. We're here at Food Truck Tuesday in Cypress talking to some of the local food trucks, including Scooter's Sweet Shack, which has been around for 9 years. Paula's truck mostly caters kids' birthday parties, and she says sales weren't significantly impacted by the pandemic because kids still celebrated their birthdays, just outside.
I thought maybe I might retire, but I enjoy it too much.
According to Food Truck Operator, a website that tracks developments in the food truck world, food trucks are a $2.7 billion industry. In fact, the food truck industry is outgrowing the restaurant industry 5.5% to 4.3%, because even with substantial startup costs, the food truck industry is a safer option. And it's because of this reason that food trucks became popular during the Great Recession. Chefs from top restaurants were laid off, and food trucks were cheap to buy and easy to run. The rise of social media has also played an important role in the growth of food trucks. Food trucks rely on social media to let customers know where their trucks will be parked.
It's a huge role. I would say it brings like more than 50% of the businesses that we get. It's getting out there, our name out there, food out there,
As technology continues to improve, the food truck industry is expected to continue to grow. I'm Adrienne Mitchell reporting for Chapman News.